So I'm recording from a little bit of a different angle because I am going to be using my computer to reference things. But as you can see from the thumbnail, if you looked at it, and if not, it was kind of hard to see, and I understand that. I was forced to resign from my position as a second grade teacher at the school I was at on June 1st, 2023. I'm here to explain what happened and why, because I've gotten that question a lot over the past couple months if people have found out. But I have been very quiet about it because for legality reasons. I didn't want to risk my pay or my health insurance being used or withheld due to me sharing what happened. So at this time, I am no longer under contract either through pay or health insurance, and I am here to share my story of what happened. So I'm gonna try to use this space here to pop up pictures and things. I'm going to try my best to be as straightforward about things as I can. I've dealt with many of the stages of grief trying to deal with this and process this. I have been angry, I have been sad, I have been lost, I have been shocked. But I'm going to try my best to keep as much of that out of this as I can, and just give you the straightforward facts, because I feel like I don't really have a better way to explain what exactly happened. So I'm just going to give it all to y'all, and then you guys will be a little bit more aware of what happened and know that it was not by choice that I left the position I was in, and it was not planned. And I think that's some of what's gotten out, is that I was planning on leaving, or that I abandoned my team, or that I knew it, or that I wanted to, and that's not the case. I did not want to leave. I did not want to do it, but I was not given a choice. I was told I either resign or I get a non-renewal on my contract, and I felt like it needed to be a resignation. So I'll just start the story with where everything kind of started falling apart. So in October, as most of you know, I got married, and we did get married on a Thursday. So in order for us to do that, I of course had to take time off of work. I ended up taking a half day on Tuesday of that week, I believe. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of that week, I was obviously off. And then the following week, I took the entirety of the week off. And then I returned the following Monday. So I was out for 9 school days. Or maybe I didn't take a half day on Tuesday. I can't remember. Either way, it was about 9 days I was out. And of course, I left excellent detailed sub-plans. The week I was on our honeymoon, the flu hit really, really bad at school, and subs were sick, and there was a lot of confusion and everything about who was going to cover classes and things. But I had detailed sub-plans that were left. I did not leave anybody high and dry. So when I was returning to school, I posted a TikTok, and it was a get ready with me TikTok. And it was after being out for 9 days and returning. And at the time, I had a lot of issues with discipline and behavior in my class because I was out the first week of school because I had COVID. And so we were a little bit behind on that, building that classroom environment, and those disciplinary, behavior expectations set in. So of course in October, we're still, trying to get that set very well. And I had let my administration know that they would need to check in on my kids, and they would need to make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to do. Because of that, I had a lot of anxiety about going back, and not just because of my kids, but just in general, because I was gone for so long. And those of you that are teachers understand what it's like to be gone for a while and then come back. It's very nerve-wracking. It fills myself with a lot of anxiety. So I'm going to include the TikTok so that you can see it for yourself. So hold on. So I was feeling kind of rough this morning, so I thought it'd be cool to do a get ready with me video, but I was having a really hard time this morning. So I've been out for 9 days. I am a second grade teacher, and returning this morning gave me a lot of anxiety. So I thought maybe recording it would help, but to be honest with you, I ended up actually almost having a panic attack this morning. So here I am trying to motivate myself. There goes panic attack, almost number 1. I'm trying to breathe through it and trying not to cry, but these things do happen. However, I did get to finally wear my wedding band now, because that's fun. I was out for 9 days because I got married and we went on our honeymoon. So it's fun to kind of get to wear that finally. Here I am once again trying to breathe through it. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be a teacher right now. Things are really hard, and it's not getting any easier. And I understand why teachers are leaving in droves. I get it. This morning I wanted to do that myself. I had to stop again. Took me about 20 minutes this morning to actually get myself ready and dressed and ready to go. Yeah. This was, once again, breathing myself and talking myself out of a panic attack and trying to convince myself I do need to go to work. That's pretty much what's going through my head at this moment, is do I really need to go to work? I even try to make myself feel better because it was Halloween and it's my absolute favorite holiday, and I try to put on a cool, trick or treat shirt and some fun earrings, and I love Halloween, and I just wasn't feeling very in the mood. And my kids didn't get to participate in fun Halloween things because I have a hard class this year. This is me in the car trying to pull out my driveway after my husband spoke to me and told me it would be a good day, and I almost busted into tears. So I made it, but it's a very hard day. So this is the real. So I posted that the morning I returned from my honeymoon. And if you notice, I did not mention the school's name in it. I did mention, of course, that I was a second grade teacher. I mentioned and showed my battle with panic attacks. I talked about, why teachers are leaving and why we're feeling the way we are. And I said that I understood. I understood why they were feeling that way, and I got it. And I even was blatant about the behavior of my kids, because I had a tough class this past year. I love them all very dearly, and I ended up making really excellent connections with those kids, and I loved them all. But at the time, because I hadn't been there to build those expectations and set those expectations, it was hard to leave for that long and then come back. So I posted that And a few days later that week, I was pulled into my assistant principal's office, or principal's office. And I was given a disciplinary action write-up. And I was told that parents and other staff members had saw that video and were concerned for the safety of my children. And also me. Now, I don't know about y'all. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to influence anyone's opinion on everything. So I'm just gonna stop. But I was given a disciplinary action write-up in regards to negative social media posts relating to school. And I was basically told that my posts need to stop. Even though they could not tell me what I could or couldn't post, but that I really needed to think about what parents thought about that if their child was in my room. So I went a few months, a good majority of the rest of the school year, and I didn't post anything, mental health wise, because I was being watched like a hawk. And I went through a lot this year. But I very much kept it to myself. And those of you that have followed me for a while on different platforms have probably noticed that I haven't been as vocal about things. So I went along and I carried on, keep calm and carry on. And I went on through the year. And I was already going through a lot of questioning about whether or not I wanted to continue to teach, or whether I wanted to take a break or find a different career, or, just different ideas, popping in my head about different things. And I was thinking maybe that, I needed to step away for a year. Maybe I needed to find a new career. Maybe I needed to find a new place. So I kept very quiet about things, and I looked at jobs, particularly remote jobs, for curriculum-based, education-based, and I did apply for some. Never heard back anything. But fast forward a little bit with me, and we'll go to May 9th. Now, May 9th, I posted this picture on Facebook, and I will put up it right here. And this was a picture I posted, and I'm going to read off of my laptop exactly what it said when I posted this picture on Facebook. Now, I will say that on my Facebook, it did say that I was a second grade teacher at Thomas Jefferson. So yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you. I taught at Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy. I wasn't going to say that, but I'll say it. That's where I was. You can find it on my Facebook. It was there. But I posted this picture, and I posted with it. I said, here's a little vulnerability post for you this Tuesday evening. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Remember about 2 weeks ago when I posted the picture that I took myself out to dinner? I had a few people that were amazed and said they could never eat by themselves in a restaurant. Here's my secret. Neither can I. At least not every day. Some days I walk into a room with confidence and grace. Other days, like today, I spend the full day fighting my anxiety, working through shallow breathing, and feeling like someone is setting a 50-pound weight on my chest because of a panic attack. Sitting in a team meeting at work, convinced that people were talking about you or referencing you when discussing things or making notes about you. It's okay that every day is different. It's okay if you took yourself out for a meal today. It's okay if you ordered takeout. It's okay if all you ate was a handful of Cheetos. It's okay if you felt like 1% or 100%. It's okay. As long as you keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting. You're a rock star. I'm proud of you. So that was the post I made on May 9th. Nothing was ever said. So we carry on into like the next week. And I believe it was somewhere around May 15th, 16th, 17th, somewhere around there. And I made another post. We had MAP testing. And MAP testing is a district thing. It's called a measure of academic progress. And it is the state test or the district test that my students are required to take 3 times a year. And we are told that, you know, we have to meet a certain percentage of growth for our kids in both reading and math. And I understand there has to be, you know, a way to measure whether a teacher's doing what they're supposed to. And I completely agree with that. However, putting a strong emphasis on it to where there's now a merit-based pay to where our growth percentage is included in our professional development plan. And we are told that you won't receive this bonus, this merit-based pay, if you don't meet all of your goals, adds another layer of stress. And despite the fact that you are trying your best to not show how stressed you are in front of your kids, it happens. So it was the day we took math. And unfortunately, I did not meet the percentage goal that I was supposed to. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating because you do everything that you know how to possibly do, yet according to scores, it's still not enough. So I went into my teammate's room after it was finished. And some of her kids were in there. And some of my kids, someone was watching my kids for me to go to the bathroom, to step out for a second. And I went to the bathroom and I came back to my teammate's room and I walked in and I was crying because I didn't meet that percentage. And unfortunately, that can determine your worth as a teacher sometimes. And that's hard. So I cried. I cried in front of her. I cried in front of her kids. I was upset. I cry a lot. I'm a very crying person. So that day, I got home and I posted this picture. And I'll leave it up. And this was on Facebook. And I'll read to you what I posted with it. Today was a rough day. It was heavy. I cried a lot. The scores weren't where I hoped they would be, and unfortunately, those scores reflect my worth as a teacher, no matter how much that's untrue. We didn't quite reach the threshold we needed, and it makes me feel like I failed. It makes me feel like a bad teacher. Despite that my threshold wasn't met, I'm so proud of them. Every single student in my class grew in math and reading. Nobody regressed, and nobody stayed stagnant. We're talking they grew from 6 points to 32 points, depending on the kid. I took kids who were crying this morning because of things that happened outside of the classroom and got them motivated to take their test. I took kids with crappy situations and I grew them. I took the kids who knew everything and still gave them more. Yet I still beat myself up. Teaching always leads to so many days of comparing yourself to others and feeling like an imposter. Then I'm handed these notes because my kids saw me upset. Even when I told them how proud of them I was and how much they had grown, they still knew I was upset. When they asked what was wrong, I just told them it was adult things and that my job is hard sometimes, has nothing to do with them. They still knew I wasn't myself. They did everything they could to make me feel better. This is what matters. Even if I'm still crying tonight, feeling like I failed, this is what I'm trying to hold on to tonight. So I posted that. Now remember that I told you that I went into my teammate's room crying. So the next few days were very hard because I didn't meet what I was supposed to meet. Unfortunately, no matter what is said, that sometimes can determine your worth as a teacher, and it sucks that that's what we're reflected on. So I posted a YouTube video, it's my last one, and I posted another TikTok. So I'll show you the TikTok that I posted. Hold on. I think a lot of people tend to forget that teachers are human and we get tired and we get burnt out. And there's so much stigma around not sharing that and not being real. And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair that I'm expected to be reachable by email or even by phone at all times of the day. It's not fair that I'm expected to give up my time with my family or my friends because I need to get X, Y, and Z done. It's not fair when I'm constantly handed new assignments or new curriculums or new materials or whatever it may be, and I'm told you have to incorporate this into your day. But don't take anything away. And I think a lot of people have forgotten about us on the low man on the totem pole. And it's even worse when you're a teacher that has anxiety or depression that you battle constantly. Because some days when I say I'm tired, it's not I'm physically tired, it's mentally tired, it's emotionally tired. I'm tired, but it means I'm tired of living, I'm tired of being here, I'm tired of doing this, I'm tired of having expectations put on me, I'm tired of expectations growing, but no help coming with it. And I think that's forgotten a lot, that teachers are still human. We're not robots. We're not just out here doing our thing, constantly trucking along and not feeling anything. This has been a rough year for me. A very rough year. This has probably been my worst year, to be honest, with just a lot of different things, a lot of factors falling into that. And I'm in a really dark place right now. And I don't quite know what I need to do. I don't know if I need to pursue a new career entirely, take some time away from the classroom. I don't know if I need to find a new school, a new grade level, in a new school. I don't know what I need. And I don't really have the answers right now. But all I do know is this, is that I have 4 more days, and after that I can focus more on myself and what I need for myself. All I ask is that if you know a teacher in your life, just reach out, text them and tell them they're doing a good job. Text them and tell them that they matter, because sometimes we forget that we matter just as much, if not more, than other things do. There were about less than 2 weeks left in the school year at that point. 4 days. There were 4 days left. And a lot of people were talking about getting pulled in for their summative evaluations. And I already knew, because I hadn't met the threshold I needed to meet, the percentage I needed to meet, that I was going to be on an action plan, because that was being implemented. But I wasn't pulled in for mine. And I kept wondering what was going on. And something in me had a feeling that something was going to happen. June 1st was our last day of school. And the kids left at 12. I was pulled into the principal's office at about 12:15, 12:20. And in sat my principal and our HR director. And there were two things that were read to me. One of them was a second disciplinary action write-up. The second thing was a letter basically telling me that my at-will employment was done because I violated social media policy. They decided to end my employment. And it also said that my behavior at work showed that I was unhappy and that teaching was not in my best interest or in that of the students' interest. But that they were concerned for me. So in that moment, I was told I had two decisions. I could either resign, which I was forced to do, mind you, or I could take a non-renewal on my contract. And as I said at the beginning, I have the letter in front of me, that's what I keep looking at. As I said at the beginning, I felt that a resignation gave me a little bit more control over how it was presented for future jobs. So I say all this to let you all know why I left the job that I left. And why that TJ will not have a drama program next year. At least for the grammar school. And why I was given no other option. I was moved out in 4 days. Not because they told me to, but because I wanted to be done with it. As I said early in the video, I went through a lot of the stages of grief with this. I thought that I needed change. Unfortunately, when it's ripped out from under you with no choice and you have to change, makes it very hard. I have a lot of feelings about everything. Some of them are not very good. But that's not what I'm here to do in this video. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth people. Despite the fact that I could share with you a situation that's happened during my employment at Thomas Jefferson where I was harassed and gaslit and bullied out of position for 40 minutes. But I won't. I can discuss how there was little to no help about things when it comes to support. But I won't. I can talk about how angry I was. But I won't. Because I know that in the end, all of this is a blessing in disguise. I wanted to change. I felt like I needed a change. And I prayed for months and months, that if God wanted me in a new place, and I told him that he was going to have to hit me in the head with it, because I tend to not listen very often or very well. And he hit me in the head with it. So as angry as I might be, as upset as I might be, as heartbroken as I am that the kids that I shared 5 years of my life with, I won't get to see anymore, I take it all as this is a learning opportunity. And this is just a stepping stone onto my next path. If you notice in that last TikTok I shared with you, I had posted at the top of it that I was worried about posting it because of the reprimand I might get and the backlash I might get for it, and I did. I don't feel that as someone with mental health, my husband called, I don't know if it got the sound out. I don't know that as someone with mental health, I should have to be silent about things. If I choose to share that I have 2 medical diagnoses of severe anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder, I don't see that I should get punished for the fact that I choose to share about how that appears in me. And unfortunately, that's part of who I am, and that is going to affect my job. That is going to affect me doing normal things that other people can do without a problem. And it's hard when it's basically presented as shut up, suck it up, be quiet. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that there's a door for me out there. And a part of me still feels like it's a classroom door. There's a classroom door out there for me somewhere. God's got it open for me. I just have to find it. But I made this video because I wanted everyone to know what happened. Because I don't know all of the rumors or the stories that are getting around. I don't know what people are saying. But I want people to hear it from me, what happened. I could also sit here and tell you about how my position was filled that day. The day I was forced to resign. But I'm not going to say that either. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know the circumstances surrounding that, but I will tell you it smells a little fishy. But I'm not here to talk about that either. So I hope that this kind of clears the air a little bit. And I appreciate those of you that have reached out and checked on me. I am thankful for the 5 years I gave there. I don't regret it by any means. I have learned a lot. I can take a lot of knowledge with me. And I'm thankful for the experiences I got there. But sometimes I think you outgrow places. Or that places start to grow and leave people behind. So if you are still there, I hope that you have a fantastic year. But I also hope that you watch what you say. Because sometimes it'll come back to bite you. And that's all I have to say. So I hope you all are doing well. I'm out here living my best life. Trying my best. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.